Hello friends, welcome back to RKG Gurukul. I am Raj Kamal Gupta. Let's continue the series of data structure. In last video, we discussed about the complexity of an algorithm and criteria to analyze an algorithm and some basic definition of time and space complexity. In this video, we will see the time and space complexity function of an algorithm and how to write that time complexity function. Time and space complexity function is generally a function of input size. So we have to write a function for time complexity in the form of f of n. You have to represent that f of n, where n is the input size. We can get the time complexity of any algorithm by counting the number of operations performed by that algorithm, or by counting number of key operation of that algorithm. But question is that how to write that function, how to write this f of n with respect to the input size n. So let's understand with the help of some example. So let's consider this example. In this example, first example, I have taken a control variable I that is equal to 1, a loop which is going to executed till I is less than equal to 1000. I have written some application code that may be a key operation of this algorithm, and control over the control variable, that means changing on I is equal to I plus 1, end of the loop. So now question is that how many times this application code is going to run? Answer is simple. I have to start from 1 to 1000 and each time I is going to increase by 1. So the answer is 1000 times. In second example, I have to start from 0 to 1000, and in this section the change in I, that is I is equal to I plus 2. Each time I is going to increase by 2. So how many times application code will run? Answer is again simple. I have to start from 0 to 1000. Each time I is going to increase by 2. That's why this application code will run at 500 times. Because the efficiency is directly proportional to number of iteration, higher the factor, higher the number of loop. If the value of n is higher, so definitely an application code will going to run more time, and if the value of n is small, so at that time application code is going to run less time. So this function is directly proportional to number of input. Therefore, in general, this type of algorithm which has one loop with increment and decrement operation on control variable, the time complexity function f of n will be written is equal to n or c multiplied by n, where c is some constant and n is input size of that algorithm. So let's take another example. In this example, I have taken same function by changing some little change. I is equal to 1 to 1000, and in this time I is going to change by I is equal to I into 2. That is multiply loop, or this is divide loop. I is equal to 1000 to 0 greater than 0, that is equal to I is greater than 0, I is equal to I divided by 2. So how many times application code is going to run in this algorithm and in divide loop algorithm? The question is, we have to calculate that. How we are going to calculate that? So let's see that. In this multiply loop, in first iteration the value of I is equal to 1. In second iteration the value of I is equal to 1 into 2 is equal to 2. In third iteration that will be 2 into 2 is equal to 4. Fourth iteration 8. in 5th iteration 16, and so on. In 10th iteration the value of I should be 512, and in 11th iteration the value of I is equal to 1024. That means number of iteration going to accepted by this loop is up to 10. So number of iteration is equal to 10. In this scenario, 2 to the power iterations should be less than 1000. And for divide loop, in first iteration, the value of I is equal to 1000. In second iteration, the value of I is equal to 500. So on, we have to run this algorithm up to 1000 divided by 2 to the power iteration should be greater than or equal to 1. In both of the cases, number of iteration is 10. That means application code is going to run 10 times. So we say that in general, this type of algorithm which having one loop with multiplication or division on control variable, the time complexity f of n can be written in the form of log n or c into log n on base 2, because we taken that multiplication of 2. So the time complexity will be log n with multiplied by some constant. Let's see the another example, that is a nested loop. Now comes to the nested loop. When we analyze loops, we must determine how many iteration each loop going to complete. The total number of the iteration is equal to product of number of iteration for inner loop and number of iteration for outer loop. So we say that total number of iteration should be outer loop iteration multiplied by inner loop iteration. So let's consider this example. In this example, I is going to start from 1, and this is first loop, I is less than equal to 10 tak, up to I less than 10 tak. J is equal to 1, and this J loop is going to execute it up to J is less than 10. This is J is less than 10. And there is written as application code. The control over J is J into 2 and control over I is I plus 1. So this is our inner loop. This is our inner loop. And this is our outer loop. So how many times this inner loop is going to execute it? So this inner loop will execute log n time, because this is multiplication of 2. So this inner loop is going to execute at log n time, and this outer loop will execute linear time. That means n time. In this case, in particular this case, outer loop will execute 10 time and inner loop will execute log of 10 time. So in general, we write that the multiplication of outer loop iteration and inner loop iteration, that should be n into log of n. Let's take some more example. Dependent nested loop. Dependent nested loop, that means if there is a nested loop and that are dependent on, inner loop is dependent on outer loop. So how you are going to calculate the time function, time complexity function? So let's take this example. I start from 1 to 10 and each time it is going to increase by 1. J start from 1 to less than equal to I and J is equal to J plus 1. Here the outer loop is same as previous loop. However, the inner loop is dependent on outer loop. Here the inner loop is dependent on outer loop for some of its factor. It is executed only once in first iteration, twice in second iteration, thrice in third iteration, and four times in fourth iteration, and so on. The number of iteration in the body of inner loop, this application code will run 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 up to 10 times. So that will give the result as 55. So in general, we say that the number of iteration for this application code or number of time this application code is going to run as f of n is equal to n into n plus 1 divided by 2. If the inner loop is independent to outer loop, that time it will give the quadratic function. That time inner loop is not dependent on outer loop. That time number of iterations should be outer loop multiplied by inner loop. So in this example, outer loop will execute 10 times, inner loop will execute also 10 times. So total number of iterations should be 10 into 10 is equal to 100. Or in general, we say that f of n is equal to n into n, that is equal to n square. After analyzing different type of loop structure in algorithm, we will get some different type of time complexity function. And we say that this complexity function is a growth of function. So that is written in this form. These are the time complexity function, name of that function, and examples of these type of time complexity function. So we can get these type of different time complexity function for different algorithms. So first is one that is called as constant time complexity. Example of constant time complexity function is finding odd or even number from given finding odd or even number for a particular integer. Secondly, logarithmic. Example of logarithmic is finding element in sorted array, that is called as binary search. So binary search is the example of logarithmic function. Linear function, finding the maximum minimum from unsorted array, or linear search. N log n, that is called as linearithmic or linear logarithmic. The example of linear logarithmic is merge sort, quick sort. This type of algorithm take n log n time. N square is called as quadratic function, and bubble sort, selection sort, insertion sort, this type of sorting algorithm will take quadratic time function. Cubic time function, to finding the finding the solution of a 3 variable equation. Matrix multiplication, 2-dimensional matrix multiplication, this type of problem will take n cube time complexity. 2 to the power n, that is called as exponential time complexity function, and n factorial is called as factorial time complexity function. So these are well known and basic time complexity function we can get from different algorithm. So that's all about this video. Stay tuned, RKG Gurukul. Please like, comment, share this video. Thanks for watching.